Steelers Nation, welcome back to another episode of the Texas Steel Podcast. I'm Pierce Trexler, joined always by my boy, Drake Greenstein, here to get a little preview going into week 8 or 7. What even is it at this point? 7 for 7, baby. Let's go get it done. Facing off against the New York Jets at the crib, Sunday Night Football, should be fireworks. Russell Wilson's first time debuting in a Steelers uni, baby. Drake, how we feeling?
Pierce, I'm confused, bro.
Uh-oh.
Oh is right, bro. Steeler Nation's confused. The NFL media is confused. Honestly, I'm gonna just say what's on my mind. I don't even got like an agenda, Steeler Nation. What I'm trying to say, Pierce, but like I don't understand the switch. I respect the hell out of what Justin said. Did you see his media?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you hadn't seen it, he basically said, "I left the door ajar. I didn't play well enough to earn the position." And honestly, I think we, as Steeler fans, and even his teammates, Najee, were like, "Dude, don't be so hard on yourself." But
4-2.
and like, yeah, man. At the end of the day, he had a QBR better than Mahomes, Purdy, and a lot of these top QBs. I don't understand the switch, Pierce. I think it was ill timing. I think for me, like, you got two quarterbacks on 1 year deals, and how I see it is, it's not even that I'm glazing Justin. It's just like he has upside to be the franchise guy in the future. Why not get a full sample size? Because at this point, you talk about jumping on a moving train. It's a moving train.
Oh, yeah.
And we're 4-2 and we're doing well. Tomlin talks about the winning. That's why we didn't insert Kenny when Mason was doing so well.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a moving train. Russ hasn't seen a snap since what? The first preseason game? And now he's jumping in a 4-2, honestly, a pivotal game, a huge
Big
pivotal
time
game.
And
AFC.
And the Jets are pinned in a corner. This is a absolute must win for them if they want to keep their season alive, especially with the trades and everything they did with Devontae. So,
well, I mean, that's a whole nother story. We'll jump into that in a second. But
yeah.
I mean, the pressing storyline is this. It's no so what I was alluding to earlier, if you hadn't seen on Twitter. So Tomlin's being all coy in his press conferences saying he's not going to give an official announcement of the quarterback position. Like, and then 5 minutes later, they go to George Pickens during his press conference and they're like, "So are you excited about Sunday night? Like, what do you think of Russ?" He's like, "Yeah, man, like, I'm excited. It'll be his first start." It just spoils it right off the bat.
So him in media point blank period this week has been kind of all over the place. I forgot who exactly he was on, but he's like, "Yeah, we could win with both guys," and yada yada. Basically, continued to allude. Continued to allude that Russ was going. So obviously, Steelers fans were speculating it all along, all this week, and just now that it's concrete, I think. Look, I kind of just take it in the position of I'm gonna back whoever our quarterback is out there. I just want to win ball games is all that I care about at the end of the day. So I think Russ can give us the chance to do so. I think between both of the quarterbacks, both can win us games. Like you said, tough to hop on a moving train. We're 4-2.
Yeah.
We're kind of are starting to get some things going. But the way I also look at it, the other side of the flip of it is I just think what really in our offense, aside from Justin's rushing ability, has been cohesive, or like what have we caught a groove for? Because you can almost go to argue 5 touchdowns that were through the air over 6 games. That might not be enough. Maybe Russ can do something else to unlock maybe a little bit more of the passing game. You've obviously seen Calvin Austin wide open on a few plays, Van Jefferson open on a few plays, and the ball's either sailed over. George Pickens, that one last that could have been, I mean, they would have put them out of their misery. The touchdown where he had to come back, body adjustment catch. If you had let him a little more, it's a touchdown. So
I mean, there's misplays. You're definitely spot on. It's a matter of like your trade-offs. Because, dude, here's what I'll say. Bill Belichick said a really great line. He
wants Justin.
Well, he
as does 7. Big Ben went on his podcast and said he'd stick with Justin.
But what Bill Belichick said, Pierce, is he said you don't make this switch unless you are certain that you're going to get an upgrade at the position. Because look, get rid of all the Tomlin jargon. We're midseason, Pierce. We're in a pivotal AFC game. Your quarterback, yes, he's missed throws. He's had some bad reads at times, but has he shown crazy potential? Yes. Is he 10 years younger? Yes. Does he show capabilities and like the persona of a franchise quarterback? Yeah, I like his attitude. He has humility, but he's grounded and confident. Yeah. And so to me, it just like all of it points towards Justin. Like, yeah, let's ride with the guy that has the train going this way. Because like you said, on the other flip side, like, are you certain that Russ is gonna make you marginally better? Because if it's not like by a considerable margin, like if we don't, if this offense looks more lackadaisical or just like basically the same, then why the hell did you make the switch?
I can definitely, again, it's a very, very tough decision. I'm glad I'm not the one inevitably having to
Yeah.
make the end of the day decision, because this can go one of two ways. Tomlin can put Russ in, he flops, and we all go to say, "Oh, Tomlin's why, we knew it, yada yada," or the team could elevate and we could be like, "Damn, this is why he's one of the best coaches in
Yeah.
the NFL." One thing that I did see earlier today, I sent you a video. I'm not sure if you got the chance to see, but throughout our first 6 games, if you compare this season to last season under Kenny Pickett, kind of crazy statistics, because obviously we're feeling a little bit more juice or buzz this year as opposed to last year. Kenny Pickett, through 6 weeks, got us to 4-2, had more passing yards. I don't want to say this. I think he had the same amount of touchdowns.
Well, wait, no. Justin has more touchdowns than Kenny had like in 2 years.
No.
Yes,
What
Pierce.
was the video I sent? Because I saw that it had said, I mean,
Because Kenny had what, 6 touchdowns in over like 2 seasons,
oh,
passing
yeah, that was
touchdowns.
tough. That was tough. But in terms of like his yards and things of that sort, Kenny had more yards last season. And again, quarterback, your main job is to throw the ball downfield. I'm not taking a shy or anything for granted with Justin's running capabilities, but I'll throw maybe a little bit overview of the breakdown of it. Kind of we're sitting
Kenny
in very
Pickett.
kind of are sitting in very similar positions last season to this season. Obviously, I feel like we're feeling a little bit more juiced with this, but inevitably, I think it all comes down to was Mike Tomlin respects Russell Wilson a lot. If it weren't bearing injury, we would have been given the keys to Russ from the jump. I think he still wants to see Brooke Pryor, the Steelers reporter, came out with a great analogy. It's like a white elephant Christmas exchange. We've already opened Justin Fields. We've gotten a taste of what his capabilities are, but we're looking under the tree at a Russell Wilson wrapped gift and thinking, what could that do in this system? Now, one thing that I'm kind of still trying to figure out, yes, we kind of know where Tomlin's riding. We know Steelers Nation is divided. What is the offensive locker room feeling about this? Because obviously, you look at the
Did you
wide
hear the
receivers.
reports?
I haven't yet, but you look at George Pickens, you look at Pat Muth, you look at all these other guys. At the end of the day, all they want is their carries, their targets, and they just want to be fed the ball. And which quarterback gives us the best option for those guys to go out? So I'd be very interested in hearing the internal realm. But again, you look at whenever Justin rushed for his second touchdown in the Raiders game, Najee, you can see the celebration. He's pointing at Justin like, damn near, this is our guy. But what were the reports out?
Actually, so 2 things. The reports are saying that there's people in the locker room, inside the Steelers locker
heard
room,
it's very
that are
divided.
very divided,
Yeah.
that are still pushing for Justin.
Even
They don't want
coaches,
this
some coaches
coaching
even,
staff.
yeah.
And you know what? I fully believe those reports, Pierce, and I'll tell you why. Because I remember against the Chargers, the Steelers had a mic'd up team. And after Justin scored a touchdown, one of the Steelers coaches was like, "That's QB1. That's QB1." One of the Steelers defensive coaches was saying that.
Dang.
And if we got coaches, Pierce, we got coaching staff calling for that, you see the reaction. It's no coincidence when he scored that second touchdown, Najee, Pat Muth, they're all huddled around Justin. I think he's very beloved in the locker room. I think people love his character. They love his play style. I think there's a certain element that there's, as Dan Moore would say, or I forget which offensive lineman said, that Justin Fields has an aura, dude. And I think that aura is rubbing off in the locker room, despite, I think it's it's no missed element that, yes, he's missing throws, he's missed, some open reads, but just what he's been bringing, there's a juice to the offense. It's not always there. And obviously with the banged up O-line, it's getting a little bit worse, but I don't know if I know there's definitely division in the locker room, just to put it that way.
Well, I look at it as this way. Yes, I still go back and forth tandem. If you would have asked me coming into the beginning of the year who I'd want leading the charge, it was going to be Russ. I think we have me stamped on our early episodes saying that I was wanting that. And so I'm not hating the call. Obviously, you're paying this dude only $1 million, probably borderline fringe Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ, 8-time Pro Bowl, whatever he is. I would like to see what we got, but I think honestly, we're going to look back. Hindsight's going to be 2020, but the way this season's already laying out, probably for the best case scenario it could have. I know it's weird. The train's already moving, as you alluded to. It's going to be tough to adapt, but we've had our sample size with Justin Fields. We are confident in Justin Fields, as I think both
Yeah.
of you and I are. We have these next two games coming up, both at the crib, both at prime time. You know, we're underdogs at the home, so I like
We're underdogs?
We're underdogs.
Oh
I
my
like
God.
Tomlin's odds being an underdog at the crib. So obviously he always comes to shine with that. But I think these next two games are the perfect. All right, we see what Justin has. The fan base, the team is responding to that. Russ, if you truly want to be in that pole position as QB1, these next two games are your going. Let's not to act like these are juggernauts. If anything, I think we've kind of faced already tougher teams than these two, tougher challenges already in the season between maybe the Chargers and Cowboys. Being comparable teams to the Jets, and then I feel like the Giants should be a little bit easier of a game. Fingers crossed, it is any given Sunday. But I think if Russ goes in, has these next two games, either elevates the play or the floor falls out from under us, I think we're going to get a pretty good read over these next 2 weeks going into our bye week to have a full-fledged decision of who QB1 is going into the back
So I got
half
a
gauntlet
question.
of the season.
I got a question for you, bro. And let's not get things twisted. I support whoever goes out there. I'm not gonna go boo Russ or like root for him to fail. But what I will say is, what if he falls flat in his face, bro? What if we see sacks because he can't get out of the pocket?
We
Pierce,
will
Pierce-
see sacks.
We will. Pierce, if Russell Wilson sucks, is this like the straw that breaks the camel's back, bro, for Tomlin? Because like, you look at Pierce. No, I'm serious. Steeler Nation will be like, no, Tomlin's deserved it. Okay, are we really going to be celebrating winning seasons? No, the standard is Super Bowls. If Tomlin makes this decision, the rest of the NFL community, Pierce, is laughing at us.
Oh, yeah.
Ben, all the NFL analysts are scratching their heads saying, this just doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Did Tomlin do this out of loyalty to Russ? What is it? No one's making sense of it, Pierce. If this falls flat on his face, Pierce, I don't know what you can say, because everyone was saying you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Tomlin, to me, Pierce, I don't know if this is an overreaction. You tell me, but I feel like he's put all of his freaking chips on Russ to be this much better than Justin, like marginally, like considerably better than Justin. I better see some freaking results.
Okay, but again, if you look at the flip side of that, I think maybe Tomlin does know deep down standard is Super Bowls. We've been mediocre all the way up until this point, and he obviously we're not in the building every day, but he could be very well inclined to knowing that okay, defense playing lights out pretty much all the games except the Colts won this season. How sustainable is that going to be? I think this could be his chance to try to take that leap of faith in thinking that let's get back to the standard with the standard quarterback that has.
I mean, if he has such a big standard, man,
Okay, but
his leash with Kenny was pretty
let's
long.
also go down this route, though. I mean, you look at the guy just last season, Russell Wilson, defeated the Bills, defeated the Chiefs.
I'm not questioning Russell Wilson's
No, I understand,
resume.
but do you think in this direct position that if you were to have one quarterback, if we played the Chiefs in the AFC Championship tomorrow, like what mind, what ability do you think would go out there and give us the best performance of winning? Isn't that stumpy? And again, those are the moments, if we want to get back to the standard, those are the moments we need to be thinking about. Not saying that I don't think Justin can elevate to that play. Obviously, we saw in the Colts game, trailing behind, he can bring a team and rally them back. But if we go out there, AFC Championship is tomorrow. I've seen Russ beat Mahomes. I've seen Russ beat Josh Allen.
But it's hard to say because that was 10 years ago, bro.
No,
And
last year.
Oh yeah,
with
the
Broncos.
Yeah, fair
with
enough.
the Broncos,
but on a losing season. But yes, he's won
beat
some
the
big
juggernauts.
games. Yeah. I'm just saying, what if this falls flat in our face? We're so screwed because then you lose. I mean, these are the games, Pierce. We said it from the season preview, Pierce. These are not the gimmies, but these are the winnable games that we have to take advantage of before we get into this slaughterhouse of this latter half of the season, man. And if we fall flat in our face from this quarterback change, that's irreparable damage. I do have to question Tomlin's ability to...
I think every game, Tomlin for me has been on the hot seat for the past 3 to 4 seasons, in my opinion. But I look kind of... I don't. Again, it's very ultra tough. I lost my train of thought where I was trying to go with, but I don't know. I look at, oh yeah, it was I hear a lot going across the media. Justin Fields' confidence is going to be shot. Man,
No,
if Justin
yeah,
Fields' confidence was shot, it was going to be when he got traded to the Steelers for a
Yes.
6th-round draft pick
Yeah.
when he was like second overall, first-round pick. So
He's taking it really well.
he's again, and that's the what you want in QB1, QB2, whatever it ends up being. I don't think this is going to damage his confidence at all. Obviously, the locker room interaction that we're referring to, he's a stud, man. He handles everything with humility, and he's doing things pretty well. So I don't think if Russ goes and shits the bed these next 2 weeks that Justin isn't going to be fully capable to come back after the bye, go into a head-to-head matchup in DC against the Commanders. So, I mean, I know we're going to be torn on this, but I think this is the best thing that could have happened with us even not scripting or planning it, just because we know what we have in Justin. Let's get a few games sample size out of Russ, because there's always two sides of the coin. Yes, he could shit the bed. The floor could fall out from under us. But what if he goes out there, throws for 275, 2 touchdowns, and it looks like a different offense?
Then you buy in. Then you totally buy in. And I'm
here
like
for
I said,
it because
I'm here for it too.
I don't think the Jets are the Chiefs or the
No,
Bills. So I
no.
think this is, yes, it's going to be a challenge. It's not going to
But they
be
got
like,
a top-rated defense.
I understand,
Yeah.
and even more so. So if Russ can go out and perform
Yes, if
and
Russ
do
goes
well
out-
against
yes.
them, then it's like, hey, I might be
No,
bought
no,
in.
I'll give you the keys. What I'm just saying is, as of now, just based off of what we've seen, because like, I'm not trying to crap on Russ, but like, he's not in his prime anymore. And I'm just saying,
He has a chip on his shoulder.
yeah, he has
man.
a chip on his shoulder, no doubt. And I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be rooting for him. It's just, to me, it didn't make sense because based off of what I've seen from Russ last year and the last 2 years, does that Russ make us that marginally better, or are we just kind of splitting hairs and saying, let's give this guy a shot? Because if that's the case, man, just stick with the guy that's younger and is giving you the pathway to the future. But I'm betting on Tomlin, man. If he thinks that he's going to give us a better chance to win that significantly, then
Again,
as he would say, Steeler Nation, let's ride.
let's go. We'll see. I'm excited for the change. It's not necessarily the decision I would have made. If it ain't broke, you ain't got to fix it. But I would hate to see Russ sit on the shelf all year, all season long, and wonder what if. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I guess let's get into it. And this is exactly what Mike Tomlin wants. Primetime game at the crib. Aaron Rodgers versus his Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. Two marquee Hall of Fame quarterbacks going at it. This is his closest thing he's had to, in his mind, Ben, I feel like. So that's why I feel he's all in. He's bought in for it. But obviously, it's all speculation until the cookie crumbles Sunday night. So before
And we
get out
didn't want Devontae anyway.
Hell no. Get out of here. And again, that's another thing. ACLs at 32, I guess, just heal quicker when you get traded to another to another team.
Yeah.
So obviously it was his ploy all along to get out of there. This is another just deflating thing as a Steeler fan. I just feel so played with these wide receiver moves. It's like we get teased and teased and teased just to get dropped off and abandoned at the end, and it's almost
you
as if-
almost had it.
it's gotta be quicker next time.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. There's obviously a few other wide receivers on the market. We'll chop into that to a whole nother video maybe next week. Let's see how we can perform here. Obviously, Jets got a good defense, really good secondary, but I think our defense against Aaron Rodgers, and we talk about lack of mobility, I think Russ still got a little more than A-Rod does.
Yes.
So pin the ears back, TJ.
Blitz his ass.
Pin the ears back. Hi, Smith. Happy to have him back. Let's get after Aaron Rodgers, put him on his back, force some turnovers. Score predictions. Let's get into it.
I'm going to go, I'll say 23-20.
Oh my, that's what I was
going with
having
it?
too.
Hey,
I mean,
23-20 us?
I think we can lock that in.
All right.
I was thinking
You heard it here.
it's going to be an affair. I think Russ, he's going to generate some points. Obviously not enough. It'll start slow. I'm hoping that obviously we don't have as slow of starts as we've been having this season, but we'll just have to see whenever the ball hits the grass on
But
Sunday.
the throwback jerseys are out.
Woo-hoo-hoo. And I
the
know
gray face
I know
mask?
your
Yeah.
country. You're not the highest on the gray face mask, but that
I'm actually
period,
I'm
that's my
changing.
favorite Steelers
Yeah.
uniform of all
The
time.
block
That one.
unis. Oh
Oh,
no,
so
Pierce! I
so
saw the gray
clean.
face mask on Russ, and I was like, you know what? I can get with this. I
Oh,
can get with
so
this.
clean, so clean. Those are my favorite unis all
Hopefully the
time.
yellow end zones.
Oh yeah, if we
Yeah.
could bring those back full time, I would be so here for it. But obviously, look good, play good, feel good. Let's see how we can handle business against the New York Jets. Sunday night football. It's going to be electric. We'll tune in shortly after the game with the recap. But until then, Steelers Nation, let's get ready for it. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.